Student, in the previous lecture we have discussed about the endocrine glands. We discussed about the pineal gland in the pituitary gland. We have discussed the anatomy and the physiology of the pituitary gland, and today in this lecture I am going to discuss the very important hormone that is secreted by the anterior pituitary gland, and that hormone is known as growth hormone. In this lecture, we will discuss the source of secretion of the growth hormone, chemistry by a blood level, and the daily output, transport, half-life and metabolism of growth hormone, action of growth hormone, mode of action of somatomedian, regulation of growth hormone secretion, and role of hypothalamus in the secretion of growth hormone. Let's start at what is the source of secretion of growth hormone. Growth hormone is secreted by the somatotroph. And now, what are somatotroph? We have discussed that somatotroph are the acidophilic cell of anterior pituitary. So, this is important to know that growth hormone is secreted by the somatotrophs cell of the pituitary gland. We are going to discuss about the chemistry, blood level, and daily output. So first of all, what is the chemistry of growth hormone? Growth hormone are protein in nature. You should note it. And the structure of growth hormone is having single chain of polypeptide, and how type amino acid 191 amino acids, and the molecular weight is 21,500. Now the concentration in the blood. Normal adult is up to 300 grams per deciliter, and in children it is 500 nanogram. You should note that its daily output in adult is zero point 0.5 to 1 milligram. 0.5 to 1 milligram. Now the transport, which substances transport the growth hormone? The growth hormone is transported in the blood by growth hormone binding protein that are known as GHBRs. And what is the half-life and metabolism? Half-life of circulating growth hormone is 20 minutes, and it is degraded in the liver and the kidney. Now, what is the action of growth hormone? What growth hormone do? You should note that growth hormone is responsible for the growth of almost all tissue of the body which are capable of growing. It increases the size in number of cells by mitotic division. It is the action of growth hormone. Growth hormone also causes differentiation of certain type of cell like bone cell and muscle cell. So growth hormone help in the growth as well as it also help in the differentiation of cells. A third mode of action of growth hormone is that it acts on the metabolism of all three types of foodstuffs: protein, lipids, and carbohydrates. Now, it we are going to talk about the metabolisms and metabolisms. First of all, and metabolism, we will discuss protein metabolism. Growth hormone increases the synthesis of protein, mobilization of lipid, and conservation of carbohydrate. Growth hormone accelerates the synthesis of protein. How? By increasing amino acid transfer through the cell membrane. Growth hormone increasing the ribonucleic acid translation, increasing transcription of DNA to RNA, and decreasing the catabolism of protein. So, by these ways, growth hormone actually accelerates the synthesis of protein. Growth hormone also inhibit the breakdown of cellular protein. It helps in the building of tissues. Promoting anabolism of protein indirectly. How they promote the anabolism of the protein? Growth hormone increase the release of insulin from the beta cell of Langerhans, which is anabolic effect on protein. You should note it. That how growth hormone promote the anabolism of protein. Simple is that it helps to secrete the insulin from the beta cell of Langerhans. If we talk about the fat metabolism, growth hormone mobilizes fat from adipose tissue. So the concentration of fatty acid increasing in the body fluids. Now these fatty acids are used for the production of energy by cells, thus the protein are spared. You should note it. During the utilization of fatty acid for energy production, a lot of acid to acetic acid is produced by liver. When fatty acids are used for the energy production, in this way, a lot of acid to acetic acid produced by the liver, and these acid are released into the body fluids, leading to ketosis. So, if growth hormone do metabolism of fats, it lead to ketosis. Now, sometimes the excess mobilization of fat from the adipose tissue causes accumulation of fat in the liver, resulting in fatty liver. You should know that ketosis in fatty liver is due to the fat metabolism by growth hormone. If we talk about on the carbohydrate metabolism, major action of growth hormone on carbohydrate metabolism is the conservation of glucose. Effect of growth hormone on carbohydrate metabolism decrease the peripheral utilization of glucose for the production of energy. Growth hormone reduces the peripheral utilization of glucose for energy production. It is because of the formation of acetyl-CoA during the metabolism of fats. Influenced by growth hormone, the acetyl-CoA inhibit the glycolytic pathway. So in this way, decrease the utilization of glucose. It increase the deposition of glycogen in the cells, decrease the uptake of glucose by the cell. By these ways, they actually reduce the carbohydrate glucose metabolisms. Now, what is diabetogenic effect of growth hormone? It means that hypersecretion of growth hormone increases blood glucose level. It causes continuous stimulation of the beta cell in the Langerhans in pancreas and increase the secretion of insulin. In addition to this, the growth hormone also stimulates the beta cell directly and increase the insulin production. Because of the excess stimulation, the beta cells are burned out at one stage. This causes deficiency of insulin, leading to true diabetes mellitus. This effect of growth hormone is called diabetogenic effect. You should note it. In the embryonic state, growth hormone is responsible for the differentiation and development of bone cell. In the later stage, growth hormone increase the growth of the skeleton. It increases both the length as well as the thickness of the bones. In both, growth hormone increases synthesis and deposition of protein by chondrocytes and osteogenic cells, multiplication of chondrocytes and osteogenic cells by enhancing the intestinal calcium deposition, formation of new bone by converting chondrocyte into osteogenic cells, availability of calcium for mineralization of bone matrix. Growth hormone increases the length of the bone. Now, mode of action of growth hormone, somatomedian. What is somatomedian? We will discuss it. Actually, growth hormone act on the bone's growth and protein metabolism through somatomedian secreted by the liver. What is somatomedian? Actually, growth hormone, what they act on the liver. Growth hormone act on the liver, and then this liver produce somatomedian, And now due to somatomedium, what is somatomedium? Somatomedium is a substance through which growth hormone acts. It is actually a polypeptide with molecular weight of 7,500. So growth hormone also produce somatomedium. And now what is the role of hypothalamus? The secretion of growth hormone. Hypothalamus regulates growth hormones through it by three hormones. Hypothalamus release three hormone. Growth hormone releasing hormone. It increase the growth hormone secretion by stimulating the somatotrope of the interior pituitary. Growth hormone releasing polypeptide. It increase the release of growth hormone releasing hormone from the hypothalamus and growth hormone from pituitary gland. Growth hormone inhibitory hormone or somatostatin. It decreases the glucose, the growth hormone secretion. Somatostatin is also secreted by the delta cell of ill-supplying gland in the pancreas. These three hormones are transported from hypothalamus to the interior pituitary by hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal blood vessels. Now, regulation of growth hormone. Growth hormone secretion is altered by various factors. However, hypothalamus and pigment mechanism play important role in the regulation of growth hormone. Growth hormone is stimulated by hypoglycemia, mean low glucose level, fasting, starvation, exercise, stress and trauma, initial stage of sleep. In initial stage of sleep, actually growth hormone is altered. Growth hormone is stimulated in the initial stage of sleep. Growth hormone is inhibited by hyperglycemia, increase in the fatty acid in the blood, or later stage of sleep. Now feedback control. Growth hormone is under negative feedback control. What does it mean? It means that hypothalamus releases the growth hormone releasing hormone and growth hormone releasing polypeptide. What is the hormone? These two hormones promote the release of growth hormone from the interior pituitary. Growth hormone acts on the various tissue. It also activates the liver cell to secrete somatomedian. Now the somatomedian increases the release of growth hormone, inhibitory hormone from the hypothalamus, and growth hormone inhibitory hormone inhibit the release of growth hormone from pituitary gland. Somatomedian also inhibit the release of growth hormone releasing polypeptide from the hypothalamus. It acts on the pituitary directly and inhibits the secretion of growth hormone. Growth hormones inhibits its own secretion by stimulating the release of growth hormone inhibitory hormone from hypothalamus. This type of feedback is called short loop feedback control. Similarly, growth hormone releasing hormone its own release inhibits its own release by short loop feedback control. How? Whenever the blood level of growth hormone decreases, the growth hormone releasing hormone is secreted from the hypothalamus. It causes secretion of growth hormone from it in turn causes secretion from the pituitary. Now, rule of ghrelin in the secretion of growth hormone. Ghrelin is a polypeptide hormone synthesized by epithelial cell in the fundus of the stomach. This is the stomach and this is the fundus. This fundus produces ghrelin. Actually, it is produced in smaller amount in the hypothalamus, pituitary, kidney, and placenta. What does ghrelin do? It promotes secretion of growth hormone by stimulating somatotrophs directly. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the disorder of the growth hormone, hyper hyper secretion या hyposecretion. Growth hormone is also called somatotropic hormone.